Sorry, I've got Marcus Hamilton on pole position. I've been in the wrong server all along. Either way, we're getting ready for the start of race 7 of the Skip Barber Series, UK and Ireland. 21 laps. We'll be heading into Tarzan. The first corner is not very wide. Expect a bit of contact. Either way, we're getting ready to go. 5 seconds away from the iRacing UK and Ireland Skip Barber Racing Series. Lights out, we're racing. Good even start between Sebastian Job and Marcus Hamilton. The field filing out as we head into the first corner. It is Marcus Hamilton that takes the lead. Sebastian Job in second. Everyone is making it through. Wojciech Zawidovic attempts to go around the outside. Paul Grillo in fourth. Simon Povey in fifth. 6th place is Richard Avery, 7th Dominic Bremen, and in 8th place is Jamie Rushworth. Everyone somehow has managed to make it cleanly through the first corner as we head into Gerlache. It is Marcus Hamilton in the lead, Sebastian Job second, Zawidovic in third. Simon Povey is still in fifth as we head up the hill for the first time. Everyone seems to have made a good start. No one at the back of the grid. Everyone's keeping it remarkably clean as we head into the right-hander and into the Audi S. This is another tricky spot. Marcus Hamilton already pulling out 0.7 seconds of a lead ahead away from Sebastian Job. This is the second place man in the championship standings, Marcus Hamilton. He is 12 points away from Wojciech Rabstin, who's currently in 11th place. Not a good start by the championship leader. Coming around to complete the first lap, a wheel put in the gravel by Simon Povey. He is a newcomer to this race. He has not been in the championship before. As we come around to complete the first lap, Marcus Hamilton comes across the line, takes the lead. He is leading by 0.7 seconds. Then it's Sebastian Job, Wojciech Zawidovic in the Racing Game Show car. He is lining him up down the inside. He goes through. Sorry, he was under pressure there from Paul Grillo. Simon Povey fifth. Dominic Brennan is coming under pressure from Richard Avery. And here comes Jamie Rushworth. Jamie Rushworth in the 11th car, trying to have a look down the inside as we head into Gerlache and into Hugenholz. He nearly runs into the back of Richard Avery as we head through the hairpin up the hill once again. There is Paul Grillo. He is attacking Wojciech Zawidovic. Wojciech Zawidovic, third in the championship. He's already won a race this year. Paul Grillo has a look into the Audi S. Thinks better of it. No one has had any major incidents. Jamie Bird has dropped down to 28th place, which is the back of the field. Wojciech Rabstin has dropped down to 12th position. This is not going well for the championship leader. Going around to complete another lap. Here comes Marcus Hamilton. What a great start by Marcus Hamilton in the Friction Racing car. Friction Racing, 36 points behind Racing Game Shows. We come around to complete another lap. A 1 minute 10.187, a fantastic lap by Marcus Hamilton as Grillo has a look down the inside of Wojciech Zawidovic once again, fails to do anything of it. Where is our championship leader? There's a bit of contact there between Clark Williams and Jamie Rushworth, I think so, as Wojciech Rabstin is desperate to gain a position. He is behind Rob Green. Rob Green in the GR Legends car. He is number 22 behind him. Wojciech Rabstin, number 11. As we head into the Hugenholz. This is lap number 3. This Skip Barber Racing Series has been known to provide great racing. He's right on the back of the Skip Barber as we head into the right hand, and nearly a bit of contact there. Has to close the door, Rob Green. Brilliant defensive driving as we head into the Audi S. It looks like a bit of damage there sustained on Wojciech Rabstin's car as we head into the Audi S. Meanwhile, Wojciech Zawidovic is coming under increasing pressure from Paul Grillo. Expects a bit of contact soon if Grillo can't get by, but these are some pretty good drivers. Hopefully they should not resort to that as we head through the Ari Lyondike final corner. Marcus Hamilton has now extended his lead to just over a second outside of the slipstream range now for Sebastian Job. He is now coming under pressure from Wojciech Zawidovic. This gap is going backwards and forwards. At the end of the last lap, it was a 1 minute 9.981 by Marcus Hamilton. A fantastic lap time as there is Richard Avery and George Lambert, they're side by side, and once again Wojciech Rabstin is unable to get past Rob Green. George Lambert and Richard Avery battling here over 7th place. Two teammates, it looks like, as we head into Gerlache corner and into the Hugenholz. This is lap number 4, 18 laps to go here at the Skip Barber Series. George Lambert, there is Richard Avery in 7th position off the Hugenholz, up the hill. Sebastian Job has had a problem. I'm sorry, unseen by the cameras. He's dropped down to 4th position. That's allowed Savidovic up into 2nd place and Paul Grillo up into 3rd place. Sebastian Job down to 4th. And is now in the clutches of Simon Povey in 5th. Dominic Brennan is in 6th place, and then we see the battle between Avery and Lambert. Clark Williams in 9th. Jamie Rushworth is now in 10th place. Rob Green 11th, and Wojciech Grabston in 12th place. Rich Jones in 13th. Clive Armstrong in 13th. There is a battle for 16th place between Alan Patterson and Alex Greenland as we come around to complete another lap. Once again, Marcus Hamilton comes across the line. How has he done this time? He's coming up on some lap traffic. He sets a lap time of a 1 minute 9.615 as here comes Savidovic. Defends the inside line. Grillo tries to go around the outside. Surely he can't get around the outside. Then he better look, because here Sebastian Job is desperate to gain those places back, and Simon Povey, the newcomer to the championship, is watching this in the background, hoping to pick up the pieces if they make a mistake. Sebastian Job gets a good run through the Gerlach, and as we head into Hugenholtz, has a look at the back of Paul Grillo. Who's that going wide? I think that was a back marker. Yes, it was. It was Darren Morris. He's managed to get out of the way and has not affected the lead battle. Marcus Hamilton, 1 second lead over Wojciech Savidovic. He's failed to extend it. Who's that going wide? I think that was just another back marker into the Audi S for another lap. Marcus Hamilton leads still. Simon Povey. Meanwhile, Wojciech Grabston has managed to get into 11th place. Something must have happened to one of the cars. I'm trying to look who it is. It's Jamie Rushworth, sorry. Jamie Rushworth's had a bit of damage to his car. Maybe it was him we saw that was going wide out of the right-hander that separates the full circuit from the club circuit. Either way, here comes Wojciech Grabston. Battle for 10th place. He is in the slipstream of the 10th place driver, Rob Green. Jamie Rushworth is heading into the pits. What a shame for the BSRTC champion. Wojciech Grabston down the inside. Maybe Rob Green knew he is the championship leader as Grabston goes up the inside, up into 10th place, keeps his braking. Well done, Wojciech Grabston. He is up into 10th place. Meanwhile, Marcus Hamilton, the gap between him and Wojciech Savidovic has come down to 0.8 seconds. Last time around, the lap times were Wojciech Savidovic was half a second quicker than Marcus Hamilton. It's going to be interesting to see if the Racing Game Show car can reel in the Friction Racing team. Last time out of Brands Hatch, Marcus Hamilton lost the championship lead to Wojciech Grabston. He'll be eager to get that championship lead back as we head into the come-home right-hander and then into the RE Lyondike final corner. Going around to complete another lap. The gap is maintaining at 0.9 seconds. It seems to be yo-yoing around as we head round the lap. Either way, going around to complete another lap here at Zandvoort. The gap across the line was 0.8 seconds. They set identical lap times for Wojciech Savidovic and Marcus Hamilton, as once again, Paul Grillo has a look into Tarzan. Sebastian Job 4th, Simon Povey in 5th. Checking on the progress of Wojciech Grabston. He's still in 10th place, and is now 3 seconds away from the next driver, which is Clark Williams, another independent there in the number 14 light bright green entry. Back focusing here and again on the battle for second. Here is Wojciech Savidovic, and in third place Paul Grillo. Paul Grillo gets a better exit off the right-hander. Could he have a go into the Audi S? We don't often see cars have a go there because of how quick it comes after the hairpin. And as we head round to complete another lap, it's a very short lap here at Zandvoort. We are using the club circuit after all, and even the full circuit is not as long as the infamous Grand Prix circuit, which was used up until 1985. Savidovic puts a wheel on the grass. This allows Grillo to get a run. Can he get a slipstream as we come round to complete another lap here at Zandvoort in the UK and Ireland Skip Barber Series? I think Grillo has a good chance. They come across the line. Savidovic defends the inside. Grillo tries to go around the outside. Meanwhile, Simon Povey, there's a bit of contact. Savidovic goes through the grass, loses the car, doesn't sustain any damage, I don't think, but it's dropped down to 5th place. And meanwhile, Simon Povey has gone up into 3rd place ahead of Sebastian Job. But it's all happening here at Zandvoort as there's 14 laps still to go. And Wojciech Savidovic, who was in 2nd place and possibly closing in on Marcus Hamilton, is now down into 5th position. There goes his attempt to reel in championship leader Wojciech Grabston. What can he do though? He is only a few seconds away from Sebastian Job. He's 1.3 seconds behind. I'm sure he can reel him in. As now it's Marcus Hamilton coming under increasing pressure from Paul Grillo. The gap's down to 0.5 seconds. At the end of the last lap, Paul Grillo was 0.3 of a second quicker than the friction racing car. What can Paul Grillo do as we come around to complete another lap here at Zandvoort through the RE Lyondike corner? Paul Grillo and PH Racing. PH Racing are currently sitting in 6th place in the standings. They've already had a win to their name so far this season, and how's Mark Mercer as we come over the line? Paul Grillo sets a lap time of a 1 minute 9.182. That is half a second quicker than Marcus Hamilton, as Marcus Hamilton used his tyres up. These Skip Barber cars do have very skinny tyres, and as we head out to Tarzan, we're going to focus on this battle for the lead. Paul Grillo versus Marcus Hamilton. Marcus Hamilton second in the championship, and with Wojciech Savidovic in 5th and Wojciech Grabstin in 10th, this is his opportunity to close in and gain that championship lead. Out of the Hugenholtz, up the hill into the right-hander. Marcus Hamilton taking the racing line. Doesn't worry about Paul Grillo having a go into the right-hander. What can Paul Grillo do? PH Racing into the Shell S. Not close enough to have a go there. In fact, if anyone has a go there, usually it's because the car in front has made a mistake. No changes in the top 10 as we head into the come-ho right-hander. Marcus Hamilton through the right-hander, gets a good run. Does he put a wheel on the grass? No, he doesn't. In fact, pretty clean job through there. Meanwhile, that was Simon Povey. He's coming under increasing pressure from Sebastian Job. Meanwhile, Wojciech Savidovic is failing to reel those loss in. He's still 1.3 seconds behind as we come round to complete another lap. Marcus Hamilton crosses the line. Paul Grillo is having a go. He's going down the inside as we head into Tarzan. Down the inside, it looks like a done deal. He locks the brakes a little bit, but Paul Grillo, new race leader, takes the lead with 12 laps to go here at Zandvoort. Can Marcus Hamilton hold on to him? Maybe he's just conserving himself for the championship. I don't know whether he knows that Wojciech Savidovic has dropped down to 5th place. He might have seen him drop back. Either way, a new race leader, Paul Grillo. And Simon Povey now in 3rd place. Sebastian Job in 4th. That's one of the closest battles we've got on track at the moment. Meanwhile, further down the pack, there's a battle there between George Lambert still and Richard Avery. These two have been battling since the start of the race. George Lambert in the GR Legends car. With Richard Avery, I'm looking on my championship standings. I'm yet to see if he is in a factory effort. Sorry if you are Richard Avery. I'm going to concentrate on this battle now. He's not close enough as we come around to complete this lap. Either way, Marcus Hamilton did not set a good lap time that time. He's letting Paul Grillo pull away. We're nearly at the halfway mark of this quite entertaining race, as George Lambert and Richard Avery are now coming under, trying to attack Dominic Brennan. This is brilliant racing as we head into the Gerlach and Hugenholtz corners, the slowest part of the track, as Richard Avery tries to go around the outside of George Lambert. George Lambert slides. Here comes Richard Avery, tries to go around the outside into the right-hander. That's surely not going to work, but it might give him the slingshot as we head into the Audi S. Into the left-hander, into the right-hander. No passing there as we head off the corner. George Lambert gets a good run on Dominic Brennan. It's going to be interesting to see. Dominic Brennan has to take a bit of a defensive line as we head into the come-ho right-hander, and as we head onto the RE Lyondike bend. Dominic Brennan puts the wheel too much in the grass. That is going to allow George Lambert to pull her right behind him. What can he do about it though? He's right onto the back of the pink Dominic Brennan car. Independent effort. He's nearly against the pit wall, but I think George Lambert's going to go around the outside. I think he might be able to pull it off as well. I think he's got the momentum. Will he be able to do it? Round the outside into Tarzan. He has a go, and is he going to pull it off? There's still going to be side by side. This is the joy of racing at Zandvoort. Cambered bends. This allows for side by side racing, and I think Dominic Brennan is going to be mugged, as here comes round the outside comes Richard Avery into the Hugenholtz, into 7th place. Those two drivers have done a brilliant job, and they're now up into 6th and 7th with Dominic Brennan down into 8th position. Checking on the battle now for 3rd place, the final podium spot. Sebastian Job was coming under pressure then from Simon Povey. However, Simon Povey made a bit of an error as we headed into the Audi S, and has now dropped to around about 7/10 of a second behind behind Sebastian Job. They both go through the gravel, and Sebastian Job nearly loses control of the car. He's had a bit of a bad line onto the front straight. This is going to allow Simon Povey to surely have a go at snatching 3rd place away. Fantastic job by Simon Povey. Down the inside. And Sebastian Jobe knows it's done. And meanwhile, look at the green cars in the background as Simon Povey goes down the inside. He takes third place. There is George Lambert and Richard Avery. They're still side by side. These two are still battling as Richard Avery goes around the outside into Tarzan. 6th and 7th battle here. Richard Avery round the outside into the Gerlach. I think he's going to do it. Yes, brilliant job. But he goes wide into the Hugenholz. What can George Lambert do? Thinks better of it. He cuts back to the inside. He's surely going to have a go into the right-hander, but Richard Avery is able to defend pretty well. And Dominic Brennan is looking in there. I think he might be thinking, if these two ever crash, I could gain those 2 places back that I lost a few laps ago as we head into the Audi S. 9 laps to go. We're over halfway through this thrilling race. Paul Grillo still leads. The gap of the line was just under 0.4 of a second. Paul Grillo and Marcus Hamilton have been setting pretty equal lap times as Richard Avery puts a wheel or two into the gravel. We've seen drivers do that quite a lot during this race as we head on to another lap. Look at Dominic Brennan, dearie me. He nearly loses control of the cars. Here comes George Lambert. He's going to try and get a slipstream. These skip Barber cars gain a lot of speed when they're in a tow as George Lambert goes around the outside of Richard Avery, and I think he's trying to get a run off Tarzan. He's surely not going to have a go into the Gerlach. It's hard to string a move here to go at Zandvoort Club because the track is so short as Lambert has a look down the inside into the Hugenholz. Simon Povey here again. We're looking at the battle for third place. He's now back on the tail of Sebastian Jobe. The gap 0.2 seconds as we head into the Audi S. This is more like it by Simon Povey. Simon Povey, a new entry to the championship for this race, doing a brilliant job as we head into the Kumho corner. As we get to the line, there's going to be 7 laps to go. Wojciech Grabstin is up into 9th place as Simon Povey loses control of the car, hits the barriers. I think he might sustain a little bit of damage. That is his position lost. Will he be able? He's going to reverse back onto track. No, you do not want to do that. You do not want to lose the car as well. He loses positions and rejoins the pack in 11th position. What a shame for Simon Povey. I don't know if he's going to go into the pits, is he? No, he's going to carry on, but he's dropped further down. He's now into 12th position. What a shame. He was fighting for a podium spot. That's definitely eased the pressure off Sebastian Jobe. He's now got a 1.4 second gap back to Wojciech Savidovic as we have got 7 laps to go, and it's quite enthralling. Round 7 of the UK and Ireland Skip Barber series. I can tell you the gap between Sebastian Jobe and Wojciech Savidovic is 1 second, but Sebastian Jobe looks set to get third place because he is 2.8 seconds behind the 2 battlers at the lead, Marcus Hamilton and Paul Grillo. Also, the loss of Simon Povey has aided Wojciech Grabstin. He's now up into 8th place where he was in 12th place at one stage. So this has aided his championship a bit. After all, there is only 13 points between him and Marcus Hamilton in the championship standings. Going around to complete another lap. The gap was 0.6 seconds at the line between Grillo and Hamilton as we now have 6 laps to go in this race. Sebastian Jobe, could he be coming under pressure from Wojciech Savidovic? At the line, Savidovic was nearly 1 whole second faster than Jobe. Sebastian Jobe, he's been racing a fair bit in the BSRTC Championship, the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. We haven't seen them there as much, mainly due to other commitments, but it's great to see him here in 3rd position. It looks like Marcus Hamilton might have conceded the race to Paul Grillo. The gap is now 1 second between the two, and this is one of the closest battles on track at the moment. The gap between Jobe and Savidovic, 0.8 seconds. Further down the order though, here was a battle between Simon Povey and Rich Jones. Simon Povey, of course, we saw a few laps ago lose control of the car. He is now in 11th place and has, as you can see there, sustained a bit of damage when he hit the Armco barrier. I wonder if it's compromising his performance a bit as he puts a wheel or two into the gravel. That's what he did a few laps ago and ended up losing the car. Rich Jones in the slipstream as we come off the RE Lyondike corner. 5 laps to go. Simon Povey defends the inside line. That means Rich Jones will have to go around the outside if he wants to overtake him. Good defensive driving by Simon Povey, and I think Rich Jones should be able to get it done on the camber banking, but Povey leaves it very late on the brakes. Brilliant driving. Rich Jones has to go around the outside, and I believe he won't be able to do it. Fantastic defensive driving there by Simon Povey. He holds on to his 11th position as there is now only 5 laps to go into the Hugenholtz, and in fact Rich Jones is now coming under pressure from Clive Armstrong. Clive Armstrong, another independent effort. He is 12th place in the standings, and has been there for all 6 races so far, so good commitment there by Clive Armstrong. As we head into the right-hander and coming into the Audi S, we're going to get 4 laps to go. The gap still is just under a second between Marcus Hamilton and Paul Grillo. Don't worry, you're not missing anything there. And the gap between Job and Savidovic has stabilised. That is 0.7 seconds between the two. However, once again, the battle seems to be between George Lambert and Richard Avery. Richard Avery in 5th place. He has to go defensive. He's weaving all over the track. You don't want to do that too much. You do not want to get a penalty. A good top 5 result is good. Into Tarzan, 4 laps to go. George Lambert right onto the back of Richard Avery as we head around the right-hander, which is infamous. Remember Gilles Villeneuve here in 1979, losing control of the car and dragging the car back to the pits on 3 wheels. As we head into Gerlach and Hugenholtz, George Lambert and Richard Avery. This battle's been ongoing throughout the entire race. Wojciech Grabstin is in 8th place. In terms of the team championship, it's another good race for Racing Game Show. Friction Racing, though, they've only got one of the cars here this weekend. That's surely going to affect their championship aspirations, and it's surely going to give an advantage to Racing Game Show, who are currently in 8th and 4th position. Cav seems to have stabilised. However, Savidovic has managed to get the gap down to 0.3 seconds. Maybe we should focus on the battle for 3rd place again as we come around. We're about to start 3 laps to go, and Sebastian Joe, blimey, straight to the inside line. He does not want to give Savidovic any help whatsoever in trying to get past him as we head into Tarzan. 3 laps to go here, closing stages of the race. This is where drivers may get desperate. Savidovic has a look around the inside, but thinks better of it. He wants to get the cut back, and as Joe puts a wheel onto the grass as we head into the Gerlach, he might be in pole position to get a move as we head into the Hugenholtz. However, Savidovic is now dropped back a bit. He's now 4/10 of a second behind as we get off the corner. Savidovic gets a good run. Job defends the outside as we head into the right-hander. Closest battle on track at the moment, and for the podium, I don't know whether that was a slide there by Job as we head into the Audi S. Savidovic gets a good run, a very good run. He might be able to dive down the inside into the come-home right-hander. Will he sell him a dummy? I don't think he will as we head into the right-hander. Savidovic gets a better inside line. Joe puts a wheel into the gravel or 2. That's surely going to affect his speed. He might be on the really defensive run as we start the penultimate lap. Joe, he's going to go straight to the inside line. Savidovic is right on him. Don't hit each other, guys. You've had such a brilliant race. Into Tarzan. Penultimate time. Sebastian Job is on the inside. Savidovic on the outside. Savidovic going around the outside, using the banking. Sebastian Job still right with him as we head into the Gerlach. Penultimate lap. I think Savidovic has got him. Savidovic has. Savidovic has moved up into 3rd place. He takes the final spot on the podium away from Sebastian Job. Brilliant defensive driving and brilliant racing in general by the pair. And Wojciech Savidovic is doing it for Racing Game Show. He is now up into 3rd place. There is the leaders, Paul Grillo and Marcus Hamilton. Paul Grillo, 43rd in the standings for PH Racing. He's only attempted 1 race so far, and in that race didn't score any points. So now he's going to get the full lot. He looks set to win his first race. I can't believe I've just said that. Curse to the commentator, he might end up wrecking on the final lap, but please, Paul Grillo, don't. Final corner, white flag in the air. We are starting the final lap of round 7 of the UK and Ireland Skip Barber Series. Just over halfway through the championship. This battle's not over. Sebastian Job, Wojciech Savidovic. Sebastian Job in the slipstream. Job wants that podium back. He's going to do a Savidovic on it into the first corner. Tarzan. Job going to go around the outside. He loses the car he's not on the racing line, and that's allowed Savidovic to hold on for now. Meanwhile, in the background, battle for 5th. Richard Avery versus George Lambert. I think that battle seems safe. But here comes Job. He has a look down into the Hugenholtz, and Savidovic has to get on the grass to stop him. Up the hill into the right-hander. Sebastian Job has a look down the inside. He's doing everything he can to stop Savinovic. He nearly runs into the back of him. He is carrying so much speed through the right-hander hairpin into the Audi S. This is the final lap of the race, and these two are still battling out of the Audi S complex and into the Kumho corner. It's surely going to have to take a miracle now for Sebastian Job to get that podium. Meanwhile, into the Ari Lyondike bend. It is going to be the first race win for Paul Grillo in the UK and Ireland Skip Barber Series. He takes race 7 of the iRacing UK Skip Barber Series. Marcus Hamilton in second. Meanwhile, Wojciech Savinovic is just going to hold on. They're side by side of the line. Wojciech Savinovic gets third. Sebastian Job fourth. Fifth is Richard Avery. Sixth, George Lambert. Seventh, Dominic Brennan. Eighth, Wojciech Rabstin. And in ninth is going to be Rob Green. And in 10th is going to be Clark Williams. Wow, what a fantastic race. Sorry, Chris Cohen, I might need to do this job a bit more often. Simon Povey, he was in a podium, fighting for a podium spot at one point. He comes across the line outside of the top 10, but should promise, hopefully that will encourage him to come back for more racing next week. Wow, what a fantastic race. I wonder what this is going to do for the championship. Hopefully we'll get to see the championship stats updated in a few minutes. Meanwhile, let's run you through the final racing order here at race 7 at Zandvoort. We're just waiting for the final standings to be updated. I can tell you that the next racing action you'll see here on BSR TV will not be this week, as due to World Cup commitments, we will not be hosting a round of the BSRTC Championship. Right, let's have a look at the race results then for race 7. The winner of the race, of course, for PH Racing, that will do their team's championship a hell of a lot of good. Paul Grillo, second place, Marcus Hamilton. Third place, just at the line, Wojciech Savinovic. Fourth place, Sebastian Job. Fifth place, Richard Avery. Sixth place, George Lambert. Seventh, Dominic Brennan. Eighth, our championship leader, Wojciech Rabstin. Ninth place, Rob Green. And in 10th place is Clark Williams. 11th place, Simon Povey. And in 12th is Rich Jones. 13th, Clive Armstrong. 14th, Steve Hefford. Mark O'Connell in 15th. Alex Greenland in 16th place, Robert Plumley in 17th, and then Jamie Bird in 18th place. Well, thank you for watching the iRacing Skip Barber series. I've been Adam Bath. From all of us here at BSR TV, it's a very warm goodbye.